Welcome back. This is Morning Live. It is 7:47 a.m. And, 2017 was a bad year for others and it was a fabulous year for others. So now I'm sure you definitely want to know what 2018 will look like for you. And we're joined in studio by astrologer Linda Shaw. And she told me that I won't be a billionaire anytime soon, but then I'd rather settle for millionaire status. Now, let's continue. Let's go. Or moving towards that is. All right, now before we enter that ad break, I would like us to talk about natural disasters. What do they mean for us? Like the solar eclipses, the storms, what really, like the earthquakes? The eclipses are very important for us, especially when you have a look at your own personal chart and where it touches you and what sign that the eclipses appear in. But generally, the eclipses this year are going to be quite dramatic because there are 5 eclipses this year. And the solar eclipses generally mean a new beginning, a new cycle, something that has been stopped and so that something new can come in. And the lunar eclipses are normally about completing emotional cycles, so they usually have to do with relationships and sort of letting go of something from the past. So you generally can start things at a solar eclipse. If the eclipses are actually visible in your country, as the big solar eclipse was last year in America, then it has a huge impact on your country. Generally, they're not. Generally those are very few and far between, the ones that are visible in our country. But either way, we feel the impact of the eclipses for at least 6 to 8 weeks after they happen. In that, they shift our own energy. Essentially, if you eclipse the sun and the sun represents masculine energy, intellect. The moon represents the intuitive energy, emotional energy. So if you've got one covering the other, then for certain periods we have only intellect and no intuition and no empathy and no emotional ability. And then the other way we have cut out all our intellect and we're just working on pure emotion. So those are very dangerous times to be making major decisions or major changes in your life because you're a little imbalanced. But also it's a time at which real magic can happen because we're so out of kilter. We don't know what to expect. Okay. Let's discuss the 12 months if we can. Let's start with Capricorn because this is the sign that we're in at the moment. Yeah. Capricorn. 12 months. Well, the Capricorn is actually going through all sorts of stuff at the moment because all of the planets are moving into Capricorn and almost forcing Capricorns to take their power and look at where they can be leaders, where they can take charge. Incidentally, if we're going to be investing this year, investing in gold and silver is very good. Oh, because, really? Because money's not really backed by very much at the moment. Gold and silver is solid. Oh, so okay. we just as a thought. Capricorns. And for those forex traders, it might even work for them. This is assuming we can afford anything of the sort. Otherwise, okay. Capricorns are taking charge of their lives. Capricorns have been through hell, I must say. Possibly learning how to become leaders. Capricorns always have to be careful of becoming bigots, of becoming a little too forceful in their opinions and a little too controlling. Money improves drastically after May. Health too, they've had a few health scares. And they're making new friends. Love is a bit dodgy, so, use your charm. And then, next. Yeah, let's move on to the next one. Next. The next one, if I'm moving down the... Is it Aquarius? Yeah, Aquarius, I think it's Aquarius, yeah. Aquarius. Aquarius has got a very successful year, but loads of drama. And the main reason for the drama is because all of the people around you are changing the way that they look at you. Aquarians are anyway the rebels. They're the oddballs, and they're expected to do the unusual, and they're the inventors, they're the bringers of change. I think without Aquarians in our world, we'd probably still be living in caves. They're the inventors. I love Aquarians. Wow. However, they don't tend to fit in and they tend to cause trouble. So at the moment, very successful year because we've moved into the Aquarian age, which means that we are more encouraged to be individuals instead of the old age, the old energy, which said, know your place. This is the glass ceiling, this is as high as you go, and if you're a woman, you stay in the kitchen, and blah, blah, blah. We know all of that stuff. So we are now in an age at which we are encouraged
to develop our individuality. And Aquarians are the greatest for that. They're the ones.
Will more people fall in love? Because I see Valentine's Day falls within Aquarius, isn't it?
Yes, it does. Aquarians are hopeless with relationships, amazingly. They haven't a clue. However, the love life is you know, it's being tested, shall we say. I would say that Aquarians are great to be friends with. They're very difficult to be in love with because you never know where they are or who they're talking to or what they're doing. But the eclipses in January and August will certainly test the relationships of Aquarius. Very successful year financially, though.
Really?
Lots of,
Okay, all right.
So go hang out with one of them if you want to inhale the money energy.
You're just giving me an idea now.
Yeah.
All right, Pisces?
Pisces, you know, Pisces is always inclined to sacrifice its own needs for everybody else. It does that whole kind of martyr thing. So enough of that. And you've been slaving away forever, for the past 2 years anyway, and stretched in different ways and wondering what the heck's going on. So now Pisces are about to start seeing real results. So real success is in your reach, provided you allow it. Pisces almost reject wealth and success. They always say, no, you know those people who say, look, I don't need much. I wouldn't mind just having enough to pay the rent. Rubbish. You want it all. And we all want it all, and we can all have it all. And the minute you say, I don't really need much, the universe thinks, oh, okay, I won't give you much. So you have to be very careful about the kind of energies and the kind of messages you're giving out to your world. Pisces money stabilizes after May, particularly, so more manageable, and you feel like you're actually getting somewhere. You've lost some friends over the past while, so you've got to find some new friends. Love is wild and passionate and romantic, which is, of course, Pisces' favorite thing.
I'm quite interested to know what is it about after May with the financial situation improving? Because even in Capricorn, you said that their financial situation will improve after May. Yeah.
Well, in May, there's such a big planetary shift, and one of the things that we're looking at is all of the planets work through one of the 4 elements of the universe: fire, earth, air, and water. And South Africa is virtually all earth and water. We don't have much fire and air, which means that we have enormous talent, we have enormous ancient wisdom, we have wonderful land and wonderful agricultural possibilities and real magic in this country and ancient heritage, ancient wisdom. What we don't have is balls. We don't have courage to do what we need to do. You know, I mean, America marches around saying we're the best country in the world. Says who? We never say that. So what we're looking for is finding a way to promote ourselves and love ourselves and think we're fabulous. And in May, the shift is such that somehow we get that courage, somehow we get that shove into the spotlight.
All right. Aries, what's it looking like?
Aries, sudden changes. There's, you know, moves, strong career in the year ahead, lots happening. Mostly Aries, your wealth is in the investment in others. You need to be looking at who can help you, who you can cooperate with. On your own, not so good. Lots of sex, interestingly, if you're interested.
Get out of here.
Passion.
Really?
I don't know who with.
Right?
Yeah. So, yeah, flexibility is required for Aries. Taurus, you need to stand up for yourself and take a stand even if you're afraid. You know, you're always very good at diplomacy and whatever. You're also going to have to face old issues that you've been avoiding, and there's going to be blasts into change, lots of dramatic shifts that you don't expect and you don't like. Taurus likes everything to stay the same and be safe. Also need to learn to enjoy your body, you know, and everything that goes with that. Romance and love is fantastic, and you're going to find some new ways to make money.
All right.
Gemini.
You know, Linda, I never thought in my lifetime I'd be so hooked into astrology so much that I'm going to have to keep you, fortunately or unfortunately. So we'll continue our discussion shortly at 10 plus 8.
Super.
All right. For now, let's take a short break and we'll be back with the top stories at 8 o'clock.